this is the most important video of this whole channel, and also think that it will be the most personal video as well. So I really hope this video helps you in some way. And before starting the video, I have to point out that I'm not a professional, so everything I will talk about here doesn't substitute the work of a professional. I want this video to be like a first step for you to look for help and then search a professional. And I will talk about some things. And through this video, I hope you understand what you're passing through. See if it's just something of your head or if it's really a real thing. And then you have to look for help as soon as possible. Recently, I received the diagnosis of depression, and even though it is not a good news, I was pretty sure that eventually I would receive it because everything I was passing through, the kind of thoughts I would have been having, basically, they led me to this stage. And it was quite obvious, especially because I passed through some things in my teenage and early adult years that made everything pretty obvious that I had depression. But I never looked for a treatment because I was always trying to figure out how I would get out of it by myself. But sometimes in your lives, we won't find it by ourselves. We need to look for help. We won't have a cure doing things. Sometimes we will need to get a medication, and it was my case, and I was really ashamed of receiving this diagnosis. To be honest, nobody around me knows about it, and because I'm still ashamed to talk about it because I know how many judgments there is to people that are passing through that, especially people who didn't have a traumatic life and all. They think that depression is exclusive for people who lived in a traumatic life. But no, there are many cases that can lead you to a depression. And that's what I'm trying to explain in this video. And the reason why I'm doing it is because I want to share with you my journey, trying to overcome it and having the right treatment because I'm taking the medication and I know that it will help a lot. It will make most part of the job. But I know that it alone won't solve everything. I need to have a life changing. I need to change my habits. I need to change my lifestyle to actually have a actual cure to this, because I don't want this to end and come over like it has been in the last years, so throughout the video I will share with you the life changes that I want. I every single month I'll try to update what I'm doing, like a series itself, talking about how it's been my process to overcome depression. But uh, let's start with what is depression. Everything I will talk about it, I search it, okay, and I'll let all the researchers in the description. So if you're curious, you can open the links and read about it because it's really important. But here I would only make some kind of shortened version of what I read, okay? But starting with what is depression? According to NHS, which is the the public healthcare from UK, depression is based on sadness that lasts weeks, months, or even more. In my case, it was years because I didn't look for help sooner. It may or may not have causes, as I said previously, including trauma events that cause extreme sadness. So, for example, the loss of a loved one, or even um okay, I have lost my thought coming back, or that are very impactful. So if you pass through things that has such a extreme reaction, you may have a depression. The main reason is usually family history. In my age, I have it, and some professionals discussed the possibility of being a chemical imbalance, such as low serotonin and or dopamine. But it's being debated, okay? And according to my research, many professionals they do not accept it, especially professionals from the US. And I'm not questioning because I'm not a professional, but I think we have to understand it that some thinking may has a correlation and some think it doesn't have. In my case, my doctor he understood that I may have a low serotonin, so we kind of follow the bias that it may be also a chemical imbalance. But I know that in some countries it's not very well accepted. Okay, along with the sadness, it comes with feelings of hopeless, tiredness, for no apparent reason, loss of interest in things you enjoy, changes in appetite, loss of concentration, which is something that we have a lot, change in memories, feelings of worthlessness. Wow, this word is really hard to pronounce. And even body aches or sleeping disturbances. Everything may be a symptom of your depression. In my case, that I have low serotonin, it also comes with addicted to sweet things. Yes, may be weird, but if you search more about it, you see that this imbalance causes many weird symptoms as well. So all those things they may be a start point to our depression, you know, and a lot of thoughts that comes to your mind. I was searching about it yesterday, and it's called the depression voice. Basically, all of a sudden, a lot of bad thoughts, they start popping up in your mind. So thoughts like you're useless, you don't deserve anything, you don't deserve to be happy, like why you keep living in this world is not worthy. You doesn't add you don't add anything to anybody's life. So all those thoughts started popping up in your mind, and it's called the depression voice. This voice that you shouldn't be here and all those things. It's really hard to deal with. But in my personal experience, I wouldn't call it only a sadness, but rather feeling nothing at all. So basically, we don't feel anything. You know, it's like a endless void, and you don't understand what you're doing in the world. That's the feeling of depression. There are degrees of depression from mirror cases that don't require medication to moderate or severe cases. My case is more like a moderate, but I already passed through severe cases as well, which is usually comes with suicidal thoughts. Okay, today I'm in a middle stage, as I said previously, but I've gone through severe periods. Depression persists, but its intensity can vary over the years, especially in cases like mine, where I didn't seek treatment. So, if you're not seeking for treatment, it's really probable that we'll deal with downs and lows and such extreme distances. And basically, that is depression, okay? About the treatment, as I said previously, moderate to more serious, severe cases, you may need a medication uh, and therapy. It's like mandatory. You have to have both, okay? But in some newer cases, you can also have some lifestyle changes. What is something that I said previously, but it may be done with the companionship of a professional. So your professional may have been following you and seeing what you're doing and all those things. And I myself I believe that even the severe cases can be benefit can feel the benefit of these lifestyle changes. It can also help. And for people in this stage, it's really hard, and the medication will help you in this initial energy that you need, because when you have depression, it's like you don't have energy for nothing. And it's like you want to do things, but you can't. And it's not because you're lazy at all. No, you're not lazy. It's because you don't feel able to do so. You don't have the energy to even start. Or even if you start it, you kind of forget of keep doing it. It's like your mind is literally sabotaging it. That's why that's the title of the video. So basically, in severe cases, you don't have energy to do anything. you know you want to do, you have to do, but you just can't. you know you just can't. Your mind does not allow it. It's like, I'm not working, I am tired. you know so that's why it's really necessary for you to take medication if you're in this stage, because you won't have the energy to even do these initial changes. I myself, I've seen myself in this stage where I want to change my lifestyle and do other things, but I don't have energy to do it alone. And that's why I'm taking the medication right now, and I know that it will help me a lot. And I have to say that even the medication isn't, it doesn't have to be like forever. You won't have to take it forever. In some cases, 6 months, they're enough for treat you. In some other cases, they will have for many more years, especially in people that actually had such a traumatic experience. In these cases, they will may need a medication for like some years, a stronger medication. But you have to think that if I want to get out of it, if I want to overcome it, I won't need to take it forever. But we have to also have in mind that sometimes in your life you may need to take it again. And you have to be open-minded, you know. But as I said, you cannot depend on the medication alone, because if you're only taking the medication and you don't change anything in your life, you won't get better. It has to be a combination of factors. The medication will help you in this initial stage, but after that, it will depend on you. And some things that I've searched about, that I've seen many psychiatrists and psychologists recommended about the changes in the lifestyle, they're about you're receiving a bit of sunlight on your skin. It helps you with vitamin D reception. The therapy, you know, you stop consuming alcohol and cigarettes. You're doing some kind of workout. Everything, all those things, they're really important. Don't isolate yourself completely. I know this is hard, especially if you're passing through the hardest time in depression, but you have to try a bit. And I know this is not easy, because I myself, it's been really hard for me to interact with people, like especially with a lot of people. It's been really hard to me. For me, I wanted to be alone in my own room all the day, every time. But I have to try. I have to try engage with people. I have to try, even if it's on the internet. At least try a bit, because if you isolate you completely, you won't get better anytime soon. So you have to try. You really have to try. And I know you don't have strength for doing this right now, but at least try to tell it to yourself every single day. Should I go outside a bit? Should I take a walk? Everything will help you. So the exercise, the workout is really, really necessary to help you in your treatment. You have to control your urges. You cannot allow yourself to eat too much, because many medications, they will make you want to eat a lot of things. But try to have a balanced diet. If you are not able to do it alone, ask help for someone, ask help to your mom, to your dad, you know, to a close friend. Like, can you help me with my diet? Can you help me cooking? And oh my gosh, today my accent is pretty clear, but uh, help me to cook, help me to do all those things, because and this more severe cases, it's really hard for us to do everything by ourselves, you know. But you have to try. So don't eat a lot of sweet things. I know you want to do that, but try to control, have a balanced diet, work out, receive the sunlight, interact with people. Everything is necessary. Avoid things that they will make you addicted, that will kind of open your addiction, especially because some medications, they don't even will allow you to take it. For example, the medication I'm taking is really, really bad for my liver. Let me just make sure that I said the right organ, but I guess I said the right. Let me just check it. Yes. Liver. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I know that is the right pronunciation. And that's why I'm completely avoiding taking alcohol. And it's not easy because I love a wine, but I don't have this habit of drinking. I don't have this habit. But if you do have, while you're taking a medication, try to avoid it. Try to avoid the cigarette. You know, it will be a good thing to your body. Somebody's calling me. My God, it's like they are waiting for me to start recording a video for call me. It's annoying. But right now I'll share with you my goals with this series, what I want to share, and where I want to get with this treatment. Okay, so during this period and my phone is powering off, my gosh, I'm really, really, I forgot the word, but basically nothing is making things easier to me. I'll try to rush for my phone doesn't power up and I lost the video. But during this period, while I'm treating the depression, I've set some goals for myself to achieve and habits I wanna add to my routine that I know that can enhance this treatment. So, and that's what I will be recording through this month. My main goal with the treatment today is to find meaning of life again. I want to understand the purpose of my life and have something to fight for. I feel that in recent years I've been on autopilot and driving aimlessly, and I have dreams, but I have no hope for them. And I've completely lost the ability to self-motivate myself. So having a purpose today is my main goal. And another is to have an income, move out of the country, and have a balanced routine. That's my main goals. As for changing habits, I want to be able to walk more outside of the house. I want to take walks every single day, engage in social activities, practice my hobbies, wake up and go to sleep at the same time every single day. It's been such a challenge to me because I want to sleep a lot, especially because of the medication. But I'm trying to wake up earlier, have a more controlled and healthy diet. It's not that my diet is bad, but I know I can improve it. um, be consistent in physical activities and reduce my screen time on my cell phone, because I'm using my cell phone a lot and it's terrible. It's completely terrible. So basically, I'll be recording this through the months and I want to post it eventually. It's also a personal challenge to be more active in the shadow and to record this process for me in the future, to remember that I was able to overcome it. And just want to address some misconceptions people have about depression, and one of them is that people with depression, they are completely useless, they're unable to work, they're unable to do everything. No, you may have depression and keep working, keep your life, because it's not because you're depressed that you lost your sense of responsibility. And that's why many people don't even notice that people around them, they have depression, because they're like, this person is healthy, this person works, but only we know what is passing in your mind. The thoughts that I want to leave this world as soon as possible because I don't see why I'm keep here, why I'm still here. And only people who are having this kind of thoughts, they understand that you may work normally, you may have your job, keep studying, but all of a sudden you literally do something extreme, and people are like, all of a sudden, why does it happen? But only you know what you're passing through inside you. You know, there's a really, really good K-drama that I highly recommend. It's called um Tomorrow, and it addresses this kind of theme. And I highly recommend everyone to watch this K-drama. It will help you to judge less people and understand that different things may causes you to reach this level, you know? So be fine, be okay. Will you will overcome it. If the things I said here, you kind of identify yourself, search for help, look for a doctor. I don't know about all the countries, but here in my country, the medicines, they're really, really expensive. So I understand that maybe treatment may be expensive, but try to find ways. Many government, they have some social causes that will help you to have this medication. So try to find ways for you to have it without having to expend a lot of money, okay? But look for help, be fine. You know, we don't want to lose more people to this damn illness, because it is an illness. It's not laziness, it's not unproductivity, it's an illness, and you have to treat it as every kind of illness. Okay, so I want you to be fine, I want you to feel good. And as I said, if you identify yourself to something that I said here, look for help as soon as possible, okay? There are many ways where you can find it. There's Get Better Help. I think that's the app. I never used it, but I've seen many people recommending it, and I'm not receiving anything because my channel is flopped. But you can try to take a look in Better Help. You can also call for some numbers that they will kind of help you when you're having this kind of thought, and look for help through a doctor, through a therapist, you know. Even in church, I know that church sometimes is not the best thing, but I know that there are many good churches out there that may help you as well. And that's the video, and see you in the next one. Bye.